Hello, folks. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Here we go again. So, we are continuing with scene one on our little short film called "But You Are You Are My Friends." But you are my friends. That's what it's called. Anyways, in this scene, I have all of the characters kind of jumping together and hugging each other. And so, of course, they wouldn't do it that fast. But that's what's going on here. So I'm working out right now the positions and just kind of starting to kind of feel my way through how this scene is going to work. So I can see now, and what I start out with, for those of you who are joining, what goes on in these videos is I do live tutorials of my projects as I'm working on them. And so it's important to understand that this is being done as a means to show people who are animators or young folks who are getting into animation a technique or approach that I would do. Everybody does their work in very different ways. And I'm not suggesting that you do it the way I do it, but what I am showing you is a way that I'm doing this. And so if you, for instance, have something that you're doing that's similar, or you have had questions about how something like this might be done, seeing someone who's had some experience working in the business do this, I would think would probably be helpful to you. Also, I do these videos in real time, primarily because I believe that a real time tutorial is much more beneficial. Even if you just learn one little thing, that's one little thing you might not have known before. So my method of doing this is for that purpose. Now, it does mean that you have to watch all the videos and to see me get to the end of something. And I know that there are videos out there where you'll see someone do some job and they'll put a video out and it'll be like, I don't know, 10 hours or something. But all of the strokes that they're making are recorded. And then, of course, you can go back and, I guess, slow it down frame by frame and see what people are doing. I am going to assume that that is helpful to people. I'm choosing not to do that because I feel that it is better to be able to talk about things and explain things, because there's a process of, when you're an artist, there's a process of what you're doing. When someone can look over your shoulder, they can see what you're doing, and they can see you doing it in real time. There's a lot of explanation that comes with that that I don't think you get any other way unless you see them do it. When I was working at Disney, I would watch artists work, people, animators work a little bit. You couldn't really sit in someone's room for hours and watch them work. It's kind of what's the word? It's um, there's a word for it. Intrusive. I remember sitting and talking to Glenn Keane one time when he was working. But actually, he stopped to talk, which was actually even better, to be honest. But one of the things that I remembered about working at Disney was that um, there were all sorts of opportunities with different people, and everybody had very different ways of doing things. And I learned from all of it, and I thought it was all really, really great stuff. Um, so anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to provide a forum in which you can see what I'm doing while I'm doing it, and hopefully you pick up something. You know, that's the point. All right, enough yammering. Let's draw. So, anyways, I got our guys coming in here. Nora's up here at the top. I think when I ended the scene last time, she was diving into the scene, and I was trying to figure out how she was going to get in here. Um, I have her jump up. So, let's see, does Nora have? yeah. She's... Oh, no, she has bare arms. That's right. She has bare arms. I was trying to remember whether her arms are bare, covered or not. They're covered. They're bare. Okay, so and she's got the collar like that. Okay. And since she's jumping up, her hair would be, yeah, kind of coming down. And let's see, yeah, she's, okay, all right. So, all right. That's her other hand here. I'm giving the kids 3 fingers just to minimize the number of fingers that I have to animate. So I don't know who was it said that, oh, we do 3 fingers on animated characters so we don't have to draw so many fingers. Okay. Can't say that's a bad idea. You know, with everything you have to draw. I think, actually, I think part of the reason why, I think, anyway, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think the reason why it's the 3 fingers is because the 3 fingers actually look kind of interesting. It's sort of a signature that it's a cartoon character if it's got 3 fingers. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So let's see here. We got Jason's shorts there. All right. His foot there. He'd be coming through here. Right. And, okay. So let's... I think what we'll do here is we'll give each one of these frames... I'm going to make each frame 8 frames just so I can see it on the screen a little bit longer. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Let me bring this down in size so you all can see the whole thing. There we go. See, by flipping it to this way, even though that's not the timing that it's going to be, it at least gives you an opportunity to actually see the action as it's developing. Because when you're working on these things, you're trying to sort of you know you're trying to get a sense of how it looks or how it will look. But the timing is something that is that's something that's happening, you know, as you get it, you know, really working, as you get the flow of the action, you know, your timing then becomes the thing you've got to, you know, figure out. You got to get you got to solidify that. But that's when you have enough drawings, you know. All right, so we've got a beginning drawing, which we're not sure that's going to be the beginning drawing. My guess is I think we probably have an extra drawing here. Yeah, I would say let's add a drawing after just a blank drawing, and then we'll move that drawing to the front like this. Then what we'll do is we'll take the characters as they're going to come into frame back a bit. So let's say, yeah, we can grab, well, let's see here. Let me make everything a little smaller here. Let's go. 100, okay. So we'll move this up here. So let's see. We'll grab Lenny here. See if we can single him out. Okay. See if we can single him out. Then we're going to go copy and go back one frame and paste. All right. So now what we've got is this is where Lenny will be in the next frame, but we want to anticipate where he's going to be a frame before this. So, see, it looks like he's taken a step to get to here. He may have come down into the frame. Yeah, see, so actually, because he's got his left foot out, what's to say that he's come down? You know, maybe he's coming down into that frame from up high. He's taking a step in, you know what I mean? In fact, even, well, let's say his leg, and we'll pivot here so that his leg, see if we can get this to, would have to come down. So you see how I did that now. So I'm sort of making his leg be up. I'm going to finish out his foot here. See? So you see he's going to come down. See? Boom. Yeah. In fact, I could even do that with his arm. So let's say I grab his arm here, right? And use the pivot so that his arm also can be moved up just slightly. So he's coming, so he's here, and then he's going to come into frame there. See, ding. Oops, there. So boom, boom. Like he's come down into the frame. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Then I've got Nora here. So let's see. Now, like with Nora, it looks like she's running into the scene. So let's say I grab Nora here. Okay. So I'm going to grab Nora as best I can. Because, see, I'm just doing a copy paste here. I'm not cutting this out. I'm just copy pasting. So I'm going to grab Nora. I'll go copy, go back to the first frame, and then paste. Okay. So there we've got Nora. We could, well, Nora also might be up in the air, but here's the thing. If Nora is, let's say she's doing the same thing Lenny did, so then theoretically then she would be up higher and coming down just like Lenny was doing. But she would also be just a little smaller, you see, because she's got to come in and land. See? So, yeah. So okay, so here's what we got to do with her. We've got to okay, I've got to erase out where Winnie's hand is intersecting with her face. Okay. And then I got to finish out the shape of her face here. Then, well, let's see, I might need to, well, let's see, I could do this. I could grab her leg here and foot and use the pivot here to lift her foot. Oops. Yeah. Grab. Okay, with the pivot. And let's see here. Okay. So if I pivot it up just slightly like that. Okay. So, all right. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to take into account that she is coming into the frame, you see. So what I want to do is have this foot up like that. anticipating where it's going to come down. And then the back foot, let's see, well, okay, so there's back foot. So then the back foot might actually be extended, down this way, like she's taken off from the ground or something, like that. And then, yeah, and then we maybe have her mouth here. Got to finish off her mouth. And the hair might be streaming back, like this. Yeah. See, so she's coming forward, you see. Yeah, just like Lenny is. Kind of almost wish I could have had her coming at a different speed. I mean, I wonder if she would be higher up. Yeah, not really. Anyway, but you see what I'm doing there. I'm getting her in to the frame now. Okay, so you see what I did there. All right. Okay, and then let's go back here. Okay, so we've got Jason and Miguel coming in. So now if I were to do the same thing with, let's say I take Jason here, and I copy him, copy, and then I go back one frame, paste. So now what I want to do is have Jason jump into the frame. Let's say that Jason is kind of taking off from the ground. So what if we were to, what I'm envisioning here is maybe have have Jason's body. What if his body is, maybe he's like, this is him actually starting to take off, or in the process of taking off, right? So maybe a foot is back, like it's kind of straight down, because he's got to propel himself, see, to get up in the air. So he's got to go from here to, yeah, you see, to get up to there. So that would be his taking off position. Yeah. And then Miguel, yeah, I think we got a similar thing with Miguel in that he is also running into frame. Okay, so if we grab Miguel in this second frame here, right? We copy that, go back to one frame, paste it, and let's see if we can anticipate then where Miguel is going to be. Technically, I would say Miguel's in the air too. He's probably up here somewhere, going to come down, So, yeah, so let's see, maybe, see, how do I want to do that? Okay, so I wonder if maybe this foot is up. Maybe that leg is bent. Maybe, but well, maybe yeah, maybe this leg is straight too, like he's coming up into the, he's in the air. This is like catching him in midair. Like he's there, and then he's there, and then he's there. Yeah, he could be in mid. Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe it's. Let's see if we take this leg. We could have this leg bent, couldn't we? We could have that like this leg is still coming forward. like that. And also, too, we'd probably want to, um, let's see, maybe change the, yeah, okay, yeah, we could do something with this arm here where it's swinging. So we grab the arm, we put the pivot point where the arm is going to swing, right? And then we can swing the arm, like that. Do the same thing with the other arm, actually. Well, let's see here. Let's see. So we're going to erase out where it connects to the body there, right? Okay. And boom. All right. Then might have something to show that that arm is cocked back a little bit, like it's going to go back into that position. So you've got, yeah, you've got the back position, see, and then he's coming, he's kind of coming down. Let's see if we flip that just to see. Yeah, so you're starting to see a kind of softening to get these characters into position. Because that's what you're trying to do in animation, is you're trying to figure out how people are physically getting into the positions, and things have to make sense somewhat. You know, you can do all sorts of things in animation and get away with it because of the 24 frames persistence of vision. It's like you can kind of connect the dots in your head, but anyway. All right, well, that's working pretty good. All right, well, we're at 22 minutes, so I think we'll stop here. All right. Have a good evening, folks. I'll see you guys tomorrow, God willing. And thank the Lord once again for your gifts and talents. We'll continue working on this tomorrow, and I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, Jesus is Lord.